What's up, everybody? It's Cal Gameface Lee, host of the Baseline NBA podcast, alongside of me, my partner in crime, PNC, my brother from another mother, Mr. Warren Shaw. As we represent 19 Media Group, our first ever endeavor of
Right.
coming out here, back in our old stomping
You know what it
grounds,
is.
Orlando, Florida, home of Podfest 2025. And what a remarkable experience it is to be at a conference where it really gives all kinds of creators, whether you're in audio, video, whether you're someone who is operating in the space of content creation, whatever it is, whatever your creative juices are when it comes to this event, it's just been absolutely phenomenal. We've
Agreed.
had the opportunity to meet and chop it up with some really talented individual people in all different facets: finance, sports, entertainment, music. It's just it runs the gamut, and you can just clearly see the community of people building together, creating
Yeah.
together, and actually bouncing off theories and philosophies together. I'm just curious from your perspective, because you're someone who's always on the go, traveling. Mr. Shaw, what were your thoughts so far of having something in your home, basically in our backyard, so to speak,
Yeah.
of a magnitude like this, and what does that mean for the 19 Media Group family?
For 19, I think specifically, just being able to expand what we do. And as you alluded to, build community. The first thing you feel when you come to Podfest is that everybody is super friendly. Everybody wants to know how can they help? What is your show about? What is your network about? Like, who are you as an individual? And that's not something that you can get at a lot of conferences. And I've been to a lot of conferences in terms of my professional life, but none from a podcasting standpoint. But that sense of community to me has been the most exhilarating part of it. It makes you want to kind of keep going. And then the resources that are being shared here on a regular basis. There's so many smart individuals that are permeating this atmosphere, and everybody's at different levels. Some people have done it longer than us. Some people are just kind of getting started, but it doesn't really matter. And that's something to me that I think Podfest has really been able to highlight. And I'm excited about what's to come, for 19 Media Group at future Podfest 2026, 2027 and beyond, man. We're getting so much out of this experience.
I think the other thing that's been really phenomenal as well too, and this is really to add on to the point about what that could potentially mean. When you think about some of the content creators that are out here, everybody is looking for a source of inspiration.
Surely. Yep.
Everybody needs to find a space that will allow their creative juices to, kind of blossom, to flourish.
Right.
And it's hard to do that when when you're basically only submerged in your own environment. And I think what was so awesome about this, even from the time that we got here, because you know me, man, I've been running basically from 2:30 in the morning from the day that
You
this
be
event
grinding.
got
You be
yeah,
grinding.
and it straight through. But I think what kept me going, other than the five frappuccinos that I was hitting in
Got to settle
between the
down.
sessions again,
Settle down a little bit.
but what was awesome was that you're listening to people who are so passionate
Yeah.
about what they see within what they're doing, and they're feeding their information into your into your think tank, and you're basically taking all of that, and you don't even realize it, but now you're formulating and you're thinking, and as we say, what I'm saying, in our culture, we plotting.
Yeah.
We plotting and we scheming like Rick Ross, right? Like we're thinking about this in so many different facets of how this could actually be of a benefit, not to just us, but to those that are embedded in our sphere, in
Yeah.
our ethos. And I just find that to be remarkable, because in most cases, when you typically go to conferences, the theme here is that people are paying for the conference for information, but at the same time, are they also paying for the community? Are they also paying to be a part of something
Well, do
that
they
they
know
don't
the community exists,
exist?
right?
Exactly. And that the encouragement comes into play when the speakers are accessible, when you are sitting next to someone who is obviously doing something completely different from what it is that you coming in for doing, but your common theme is somebody is sharing a particular strategy, secret, or information that you both feel is beneficial for what it is that you're trying to do. And then the next thing you know, you're having like an indirect direct conversation about how both of you might actually benefit from the talks that you're actually having. And I think that that is just absolutely phenomenal. If more than anything else, it just brings everything back to the origins of what happened when we created the Baseline NBA podcast, because we believed that there wasn't an actual community of how we feel and see the game of
Right.
basketball. And what we wanted to do is to open up that space so that basketball becomes a priority like any other sport that's being discussed, no matter what time during the year. And I think that to me is what's made it so remarkable, that it even brings us to a place like Podfest, which has, this plethora of all of these different genres of interests and things of that nature. But at the heart of it, the common theme and element is creating a space, creating a community. And I think the fact that they're encouraging that, not just for what you do individually, but also expansively, that everyone still has a place within that. You
Yeah.
don't have to be a basketball fanatic. You don't have to love sports, but you could love the fact that as podcasters or as people who are bringing a platform or a show that discusses certain topics and things, there may be something there that might pique your interest.
Yeah, I mean, you have
Right.
to love creation. That's what it
Right.
really is about, right? And I think one of the topics that has stuck out to me primarily is the influx of AI
Mhm.
into how you can utilize that for podcast editing,
Absolutely.
automating your processes kind of in general, your show notes, your transcripts, whatever that is. And here at 19 Media Group, I mean, like that's all what we do. We all have full-time jobs. We all are podcasters on the side. And this at sometimes it's our baby. It's a labor of love. But it's laborious. And I think just learning how to know that uh, you can automate some of these issues, some of these processes, but not only that, that there's people like us
Mhm.
and people who are not quite like us just yet, and we can try to bring
They
all
on
of that
they're
together.
not on that Kendrick music.
Not yet,
Not yet.
but they can all, but we can all get to the same levels as we work together. So
Right.
for me, this has been just such an eye-opening overall experience and something that has been enriching. Even like our guy Luis, who helped us up setting up this thing here with Ecamm and the Shure mic, like just everyone's so helpful. And when it gives you that fuel to kind of just want to keep going. It doesn't matter where you are, like just keep pushing, keep going through. So we're only here. It's the third day of the conference, mid morning, if you will. So there's still more stuff to get to. But even the meetups that are taking place.
Mhm.
So if you don't have a session that fits your need, and some of them can actually be maybe a little repetitive, it's like you're hearing some of the same information, but now you can go to a meetup and really dive deeper into that community. I
Mhm.
went to one yesterday. You were out, but I went to one. It was a basketball content creators community. Like you can just sit and say, hey, you know what? Does anybody else have this type of interest? Let's grab together. Let's go over by the bar. Let's go over into the lounge. Let's go over just by these couches over here and chop it up. Podfest is an amazing, amazing experience. And if you're a podcaster, I would highly suggest coming through. You got to at least come one time
Yeah.
so you can see what's going on.
Absolutely. And so before we, I'm saying, boogie on out of here, first of all, I want to make sure we give the proper shout outs, right? Shout outs to Unstuck Studios
Unstuck,
for, creating this opportunity for the 19 Media Group
you know
family
it
to
is.
do this
Yep.
to do this wonderful special, what I'm saying, recap of what's been going on for Podfest 2025. Big shout outs to Ecamm for their software platform that we're actually experimenting and trying out, which, and I've been saying it from the very beginning, like, watch out for these guys, like what they have set up.
You've been on it early.
Because
Yep.
I'm saying, like, right now, like, this is like living proof, the kind of quality that you get if you're someone who's interested in doing podcasting, or video casting should probably be the better terminology, of what potential you can actually gain from utilizing Ecamm. That doesn't mean that there are not other services that are out there that are better suited or probably best fit for what you may want and need. I'm just saying, man, this thing is fire.
It
You
is
know what I'm
fire.
saying? And if they obviously are going to continue to be a presence at like these type of conferences or anything, as far as in the landscape goes, especially when it comes to networking and stuff like that, you're getting your bang for your buck.
For
Okay,
sure. For
absolutely.
sure.
And then I want to make sure I give a special shout out to you, Mr. Warren Shaw,
Come on, man.
because with all due respect and all honesty, and also to my brother Malik Johnson,
Yes,
right,
sir.
brother Mojo King, you guys as the founding members of 19 Media Group, I'm not here to toot horns. I've known you guys for the longest time, and quite like Liam Nelson, you guys acquire a specific set of
Specific skill
skill
set.
set. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
is very meticulous, and more importantly, is very unique and authentic. And it's that authenticity that is what brought us here together in this particular place in this moment in time. And I want to make sure that, whether you are someone who's a part of the 19 Media Group family, someone who's thinking about getting down with the 19 Media Group family, or even just wants to check out what the 19 Media Group family is, if you ever want to understand the essence of what that is, then you have to first look at the founders, right? You got to look at who helped build that. And that's definitely you and Mr. Mojo King. And I just want to make sure I give that special
Oh,
shout outs to that
much love.
because that has been the reason why we've been brothers for as long as we have been. But more importantly, what you do resonates with what our audiences have always been endeared by when it comes to the product of the content and everything that we do lay in and out. And I just want to make sure that that has been it has been accentuated and
Well,
known.
I will
So
receive those flowers and appreciate you. Shout out to Mojo as well too. Shout out to Jabari as well too, one of the true founding members as well.
absolutely.
But you
Even though
know,
he
just
still, even though he still embraces that Lakers stuff, but
yeah,
that's okay.
it's all good. It's
Yeah.
all good. But
Hey, but you can tell him though that you know what I'm saying. He needs to watch out for me. You know what I'm saying?
no, Laker Cal.
Yeah, Laker
Laker
Cal.
Cal,
You know what I'm
Laker
saying?
Cal,
He's on the come up.
definitely a
So
situation, but shout out to you as well, brother. I mean, I think having you have to want to invest in yourself as an individual, and that's what 19 Media Group has always been about. Like, how can we help ourselves? We're not looking for handouts. We want to say, hey, how can we do what we need to do to be better for ourselves, but also the community in essence that we're serving. So, I think it's a great way to close here, 19 Media Group. Amplifying voices together.
oh,
You
you
know
got
what I
to
mean?
you got to pull that, you got to shift that thing out there.
I'm subtle
Yeah,
with it. I'm
yeah,
subtle
okay.
with it.
Anyway, on behalf of the 19 Media Group family, Cal Lee, Warren Shaw, host of the Baseline NBA podcast, make sure you go to www.19mediagroup.com to not only check us out, but again, the family of great content creators. 19 Media Group continually running these content streets. Hey, man, we look forward to seeing you. If you're not already on it
Yo,
now, you need to get up on it. 19 Media Group, baby. And
we
we
out.
out.